Hello and welcome, it's the Crocheteer here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a simple circle. This circle can be made into a coaster or a hat or anything really. So we're going to be working mainly on a theory. You're not going to be copying me exactly, and this theory can be adapted to however you like. So I'm going to be using white wool as it's the clearest for you to see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn this light down a little bit. And let's get on with the video. If you like the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more free and easy patterns just like this. So, to start off, we're going to use our white wool. And we're going to tie a slip knot. And now we are going to do 2 chains. Now we are going to do 6 single crochets into the first chain. I've chosen to do 6 single crochets, but you can do 8 if you want, or 4, you can do however many you like, just not 1 to 3 or there won't be enough to go round. Now, that's our first row to get us our basis circle. But now, we're going to increase our circle, but we want it to be flat. So, to do this, we're going to increase every stitch we've done. So we did 6 stitches. That means in every single crochet stitch we have, we're going to do an increase. So for my 6, I'm going to do 6 increase stitches. So an increase stitch means you single crochet into the top of the single crochet stitch, and then you single crochet again into the same hole, meaning you end up with 2 stitches where originally there was 1. I'm going to repeat that 5 more times. Now, if you had 6 stitches like I did, you should have 12 stitches after increasing every single stitch. That's because all of the 6 stitches have turned into 2 stitches each. Now, we have 2 stitches where originally we had 1 stitch for each of the stitches we did in the original. That means we're now going to single crochet 1 stitch and then increase in the next stitch. That means we're still going to end up doing 6 single crochets all the way round, keeping it flat, and we're going to do it 6 times, which means it'll always stay even. So now you single crochet 1, and then you increase in the next stitch. Now you repeat that for how many stitches you have. So I originally had 6, so I'm going to do 1 single crochet and then an increase 6 times. this should leave you with 6 more stitches than you had in the previous row. So I had 12 and now I have 18. Now for our next row, we're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. So I think you can see the pattern here. Every row we're going to add another single crochet in between the increase stitches. That means you still only do 6 increases, but you space them out further. So I'm going to now do 2 single crochets and then an increase. And I'm going to do that 6 times. And now you can see that the circle is growing, and it's also staying nice and flat, making it great for coasters or any other decorative or practical piece. So if you're making a hat, for example, at this point you could just start crocheting down if it was a very tiny hat. If you're making a bigger hat, however, then you would keep doing this, maybe add a few extra rows to make it slightly rounded until it was the size of your head, and then you'd work down. But we'll do a hat in another video, don't worry. So, now, you can do a little quiz. It's the first time I've ever done a quiz. If you want to pause the video after the question, how many single crochets will you do in the next row before every increase? Pause it now, or comment the answer down below. So, in our last row we did 2 single crochets and then an increase. That means this time we're going to do 3 single crochets and an increase. You can easily work this out if you count the rows you've done. We're not going to count the middle circle, but then you can see I have 1, 2, 3 rows. That means I do 3 single crochets before every increase. And there is another row. Now we have 4 rows, so we do 4 single crochets and then an increase. At this point I'm going to leave you to work it out for yourself. It's very self-explanatory, as I said. You simply do the amount of rows you've already done before your increase. And that means you only do 6 stitches every time, which you can see on these corners where they increase. So you could call this a hexagon, but it's not. It's a circle. You just flatten out the edges a bit. If you did 8 stitches in the original circle, that means you'll have 8. It'll be an octagon. But it's still a circle, because you really won't notice after it's been stretched a bit and moulded. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, then like the video please, and subscribe for more free and easy patterns just like this. Also check out my other simple patterns. Thank you for watching.